Have you ever wondered how ruffles are made, or how skirts have all of those beautiful gathers to have the perfect twirly effect? Well, today I'm going to show you how that's achieved. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video in the classroom series, a series where I teach you everything you need to know about sewing. Over the past couple of weeks, we have talked about a number of different skills and techniques when it comes to sewing, specifically when it comes to different seam finishes, and today we're going to talk about a really important skill and technique that comes in handy when you start to create clothing. And that technique is gathering. Now, gathering might look confusing and intimidating, but it's actually incredibly easy, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is today. Gathering is an important skill to know as a seamstress and a sewist, and I'm going to show you all of the ways that you are going to be able to achieve this. Gathering is important to know how to create if you want to create your own ruffles, add them to different projects, or once you start to delve into the realm of garment making, because gathers are applied in a lot of different elements of garments. From puffy sleeves to ruffles on skirts to flowy twirly gathered skirts, gathers are an important part of sewing construction. Gathering is a technique of changing the stitch length on your sewing machine to create longer, wider stitches that are loose, not backstitching, and then leaving the tails at the end of those seams so that when you pull it, your fabric will actually bunch together and gather up, creating the wonderful gathered effect. While there are three different methods of gathering that utilizes one seam, gathering that utilizes two seams, and gathering that utilizes three seams, today I'm specifically going to show you how to create a double seam gather. This is the most common and widely used gathering technique, the technique that I use in all of my sewing projects, and the technique that I taught all of my students. So let's learn how to gather fabric. The first step when it comes to gathering is understanding how to change the settings on your sewing machine to create a loose stitch. This is what we call a basting stitch. Now, typical stitch lengths right here, the length between stitches, is anywhere from 2.2 to 3.0, but a basting stitch is going to go to the highest number that our sewing machine will go to for our stitch length. What this does is elongates the stitches, creating looser stitches that allow us to pull the threads of those seams and bunch our fabric together. And this is what we call a gather. As always, for this stitch, we are going to be using a regular straight seam, but we are going to be adjusting some of the settings here on our display screen. Now, if your sewing machine doesn't have a display screen, you will probably have knobs or other buttons that correspond to your stitch length and your stitch width. Our stitch length is what we are going to want to change to create a gathered, or what we call a basting stitch. Again, a basting stitch is the loosest stitch and seam that our sewing machine can make. Since we want our stitch length to go up to the highest number possible, we are going to make our number go up as high as our sewing machine will go. My sewing machine goes to 5.0, which is standard for most sewing machines, but some sewing machines might differ for different numbers. You want to make the stitch length as high as your sewing machine is going to go. Next, you're going to want to make sure that you start with two long tails. A lot of times you have the tendency to cut our threads short when we are done with the seam, but for gathering, we are going to want to make sure that we have long tails because we are going to use those to pull and bunch our fabric together to create our gathers. After you've made sure that your sewing machine settings are set to the highest stitch length for a basting stitch and that you have tails for your threads, it's time to apply our basting seams. For our double gather, which simply means two lines of basting stitches that we are going to pull the thread on and gather them together, we are going to be using two different seam allowances. The first seam allowance for the first stitch of our basting stitch is going to be a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, which is just the right side edge of our presser foot. That side edge is going to stay in line with the side edge of our fabric, creating our first basting stitch. Our second basting stitch is going to be using the 1/2 an inch seam allowance line, which will put that basting stitch just underneath the top one. Outside of having tails with our thread, one of the other important elements of creating a basting stitch, which is going to help us create our gathers, is not to backstitch. Now, this is very confusing considering everything else you do in sewing requires a backstitch, and you are always going to want to apply a backstitch at the beginning and the end to lock your seams in place. But in order to actually gather our fabric, we need the ability to pull the threads in our seam, bunching our fabric together. And if we have a backstitch, it's not going to allow us to do that. So this is the one time that you are not going to backstitch. We are simply going to put our needle in our fabric, start sewing, sew to the end, and then take our fabric out without a backstitch. So again, our first basting stitch is the longest stitch length on our sewing machine. Without a backstitch, we are going to sew at a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. We're going to put our presser foot down, make sure that we have tails, and put our needle down. And then we are going to sew straight to the end. Again, when you get to the end, you are not going to want to backstitch. We're going to pull our needle up, pull our fabric out, and we want to make sure that we have long tails. So we're going to pull it out a good amount so that we have about a 3 to 4 inch tail, and then we are going to trim. Our next basting stitch is going to go right underneath the seam that we just sewed. This one is going to be sewn at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So we're going to make sure that the edge of our fabric is in line with the 1/2 inch seam allowance line on our sewing machine. We're going to put our presser foot down, put our needle down, and again, no back stitching. We're simply going to sew a straight line all the way to the end. When you get to the end, you are not going to back stitch. You are going to lift your needle up, lift your presser foot, pull your fabric out, trim the thread to leave tails. And now you should have these 2 basting stitches onto the actual gathers. So we've completed step 1 of creating gathers by sewing 2 rows and lines of basting seams. You're going to notice, as you see on screen, that there are those 2 rows of basting stitches, and then we have all of our tails. What we need to do is we need to tie the threads of our tails together. And how we're going to do that is we are going to separate the tails on the front face of our fabric and the tails on the back face of the fabric. The tails on the front face of the fabric are going to be the tails that are on the fabric facing you. You're going to take those 2 tails and we are going to tie them together. We do this so that they don't get separated and so that when we are pulling our threads to gather our fabric, we are pulling them at the same time. We have tied those 2 together. Now we are going to tie the 2 tails on the back side of our fabric together. We're going to repeat this on both ends of our fabric, taking the tails on the front face of our fabric and tying them together. Now that we have tied our pairs of tails together, we are going to pinch the 2 tails tied together on the front face of our fabric, and we are going to start the bunching and the gathering process. To do this, we are going to hold the tails taut, and with my left hand I'm going to pinch my fabric and pull it so that it starts to bunch together. As it starts to bunch, I can move that fabric down to space out the gathers and the bunches. Again, we are doing that by holding our tails together, just the front facing tails. The back is by itself, untouched. We pinch our fabric and then we gently pull to create bunches. After we have done that about halfway, we are going to switch to the other side to even it out. With my left hand, I'm going to hold my 2 tails that are tied together. I'm going to pinch my fabric and I'm going to pull it over to the right to create my bunches. And then I'm going to spread it evenly out. Once you have gathered your fabric to the desired amount, which is simply however gathered you want it to be, created your gathers to be the width of whatever piece of fabric you might be sewing it onto, etc. We are then going to take the front tails and the back 2 tails and we are going to tie them together in a knot so that our gathers do not come undone. So now those are tied together. We're going to take our front tails on our left side and our back tails on our left side, and we are going to tie them together. Again, this is going to keep our gathers from coming undone. And then we are left with this. This is how we create a double basting stitch gather. And again, this is the best gathering technique to apply when creating ruffles or adding gathers to any kinds of garment. A double basting stitch gather is much stronger and sturdier than a single gather. As you're gathering, your threads tend to snap. So by creating a double basting stitch gather, we can help strengthen the tension on our thread. So there you have it. This is how you create a gather for sewing projects using a basting stitch. You would apply this same method to any piece of fabric that you need to apply gathers to. Most pieces of fabric you're going to be working with are going to be considerably longer than this, so your gathering process is going to take longer, but you're still going to apply the exact same method.
And remember that though the double basting stitch gather is the most common and widely used, there is also the single gather and the triple seam, 3-seam gather. The single stitch gather is a great method for short pieces of fabric when you aren't worried about the thread snapping. And the 3-seam gather is perfect for more distinct gather bunches.